Today is a special day. I'm going to the city to shoot some street photography, as well as show my work from the first 6 months of me shooting street. From shooting, culling through hundreds of images, to editing. It's a beautiful day, so let's get started. Begin with organizing the area to leave a clean slate. And sunscreen, of course, second to the camera, as well as my main photo and video camera, the A7 IV. I had been photographing intermittently since around 2018, and just recently started taking it seriously by consistently shooting in New York. I had gotten inspired by watching one of Pauly B's walkie-talkie videos with Melissa O'Shaughnessy.
It's the split second on the street.
And just like that, my curiosity sparked. After about a 40-minute train ride, we arrive at our first stop. This is usually my first stop because it's about a 6 to 7 minute walk from Penn Station, so it's a great area to get warmed up in. And now this woman's personality, I want it. She looks fierce and owns this photo entirely. I love how well lit she is, and just so evenly placed in the doorway of the Capital One Cafe. I love the rings on this woman. You'll see a lot here that jewelry and hand movement, hand placement in general, is a big photo trigger for me. Now, although it's very enticing to stay in one area due to a constant flux of people, and I usually do if I'm feeling it, however, once that feeling leaves, I always feel like it's important to switch up locations to keep myself in a flow state. I love how this woman's center frame is having her main character moment with the sun shining perfectly on her. I got creative inspiration for taking this picture in the moment, as well as during the editing stage by my great friend David Chun from one of his photos. Time again to move on. Now it's my personal favorite location to shoot in the city, and a lot of other photographers' favorite. As a kid, my family would always come to this park during the holidays, so I quickly gravitated towards this place when starting street photography. Now, I wish I framed this a little better and got in a better position, but I love how this one turned out with each generation holding hands. This I initially liked because they both had tote bags, and that drew me to take the photo, but in the editing phase, it was an amazing little surprise noticing the word forever on the left tote bag, which I thought added a whole new meaning to the photo. Time again to move on. Now, although I'm mostly photographing people, I have to remind myself to look up sometimes. As well as to look down. During these months of shooting street, I learned that I have to treat each individual shooting day as a small cog in a giant wheel. There's some photos that I had got that turned out to be the only good photos I had gotten in a few days. In the moment, I may be dissatisfied with that, but looking back on it, I couldn't have even gotten that one shot if I didn't put up with an otherwise uneventful few days. And because of that, I'm starting to see what it takes to generate work that I'm actually proud of. Finally, in addition to these prime shooting locations, I also took photos all over the city, which I'll display here.
I like the way that you never proved me wrong. I like the way that I never feel like